sorry. Okay, hi. It's time to discuss this week's hottest topics in our latest edition of Hot Talk. Joining me is my reporter friend from Street Soldiers, Fox 5 here in New York. Plus, you were at the party the other night.
Yes, it was awesome.
Give it up to Lisa Evers. And our longtime friend from Rolling Stone magazine, Joe Levy. And a woman who I watch every day because I am judgmental and I love a judge show. Give it up for Judge Faith. Thank you. Okay. A hand swat is a big deal. So this week, this Melania Trump, she appeared to snub the president's hand not once but twice. Not once but twice. Faith, is it okay to snub your partner in public?
I think so. Well, I don't consider this to be a big snub. It's only big because of who it is, because it's the president and Melania.
Right.
But if you're getting on my nerves that day, I might not want to hold your hand. So you know, but I'm not going to make a scene. I'm not going to make a scene.
Yes.
But we're only talking about it because of who they are. But it's the equivalent of, because of who they are, it's all over the world. So it's the equivalent of a couple sort of in a restaurant having a loud argument.
Right.
And you know, we're clutching imaginary pearls. People might be pulling out their phone, trying to get a World Star video out of it. But it's only a hand snub. It's not that big of a deal.
It's the equivalent of a couple in a restaurant having a spat if the entire world was watching the restaurant and the guy wasn't trying to order dinner, he was trying to bring peace to the Middle East.
And let's keep it 100. This is not any couple. This is the First Lady. This is the President of the United States. That she's representing women in America. This is not some reality show. What's next? She's going to throw a glass of champagne at a toast to a head of state?
I just feel like she should have been going to First Lady courses when she became First Lady to understand how to hold herself together under the most stressful situations. Because in my mind, they don't even share a bed.
The point is well taken, because Melania, everybody loves her outfit. She looks like a First Lady, but she hasn't come up through the political wife ranks of these mass rallies, of being in the public eye. She's been a billionaire's wife in a private luxury bubble, so she does need some training with that.
You know what, Wendy? Let's talk. I think that our president has been coached, because originally, you remember with the inauguration, when he got out of the car, left his wife about 4 feet behind? So at least he is reaching for her hand now, baby steps. Because at first, that was not happening.
And we do know that he doesn't like to shake hands, so maybe she's been trained in Trump school over the years not to go for the hand.
Or maybe he was doing how you doing, but he didn't have it right.
All right, moving on. Orlando Bloom, we talked about this on Hot Topics yesterday. He had a one-night stand with a hotel waitress. The waitress got off work. He invited her up to his room. She's off the clock. What? No harm, no foul. But the next day, Orlando was gone, and apparently the maid service or somebody ended up getting into the room, and the manager caught her in the bed naked and fired her. Lisa, you're like a cop. Yes, you're a beat.
I'm a crime reporter. I work a lot. Yes, she did deserve to be fired, and the reason is because she was an employee of the hotel at the time. If she had decided that she wasn't happy with what had happened, she could easily have made a claim against that guest. And also, it's a professional conduct thing where she
says she's off the clock.
It's the hotel where she works. It's mixing business and pleasure, but she's an actress. She's an aspiring actress. She's on the come up. This was her big chance.
She's only 21.
Yeah.
Right,
but
this could have gone very badly. This could have resulted in some kind of
customer service business. This is the ultimate customer service.
You know what? I'm not mad at her.
A second job these days. Everyone needs a second job.
I'm not mad at her, because you know what? She's 21 years old. She wants to be an actress. You can always get another job waiting tables, but how many opportunities will you get with Orlando Bloom?
No, I'm not saying
that. I am not saying that. What I'm saying is,
this is a girl who graduated at the top of her class, right?
That's right. That's right. What I'm saying
number one in your class.
What I'm saying is she did a risk assessment. No, she didn't. No, what I'm saying is she did a risk assessment. Okay? Is it worth me losing my job to get to know Orlando Bloom a little bit better? And she decided.
She knew who he was.
That's right. So it was worth the risk.
You know, somebody found her naked in bed in his hotel room, but you could easily find her in her underwear on Instagram. You can find that. There are a lot of pictures.
Yeah, we can't show the young lady.
You could also file it under things happen after midnight when drinks are involved.
Right?
Perhaps.
All right, well, I don't think that she should have been fired, but she certainly should have been reprimanded. But you're right, Judge Faith. You know, you take that risk. I'm 21 years old. I'm with Orlando Bloom. At the very least, it's a good rocking chair story from when I'm 80.
And he did call to find out how she was.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
She obviously did her job well. She performed well.
Everyone is talking about the video of the girl getting yanked in the water by the sea lion. And so now officials are blaming the parents. A spokesperson said, "You certainly shouldn't be letting your little girl sit on the edge of the dock with her dress hanging down after the sea lion already snapped at her once. Just totally reckless behavior." Now, I didn't realize when I first saw this video that the sea lion snapped once. So this is the parents' fault.
You know, I want to say I am the child of a Jewish mother who would not let me even look at the water for a half an hour after I ate. I mean, if Baywatch was on TV, I couldn't watch it. So, you know, I do agree that the parents could have been a little more careful. It seems like the situation was they were feeding the sea lion, and he may have thought that that little girl was a delicious snack.
But Wendy, the sea lion had already nipped at her once.
Right.
And that's a doc. And, you know, the public officials, I think, was wrong at this time for them to attack the parents and parenting. That wasn't their role. But by the same token, if this is such a dangerous wild creature, why do you have a wide open dock like that? There's no fence. They should limit the access.
I mean,
Here's why. I don't think it's the parents' fault. Here's why. The public official over this dock said, "We've been warning people for years not to feed the sea lions." Well, there's no signage. Word of mouth doesn't work in this case. You have to actually let people know, don't feed the sea lions, because it's like kids going to a duck pond.
Right.
They want to feed the ducks, going fishing.
Yeah.
And so when they sit down or when they make a sudden move, it's not always the parents' fault, because wild animals do what animals do.
Right.
I think there has to be adequate notice on the part of the dock.
But also, did we know that sea lions were gangster like this? Did we know that?
Apparently not. Who would have thought?
Do you think that the parents have a case to sue the zoo then?
No, well, because it's not a zoo. It's a dock, so it's a public place. And I think that would be really aggressive, and I think that would be wrong of them, because obviously what happened, again, wild animals do what animals do. You just have to be a little more careful. But I think that there should have been signage there if they knew that it was a problem, but because she wasn't harmed, someone jumped in really quickly and grabbed her.
But they did put up signage, but the point is it's a dock, so people who have boats are pulling right up to that dock. They need to be able to get onto the dock, but if it's a sightseeing attraction like that with the animals, then they need bigger signs, which they put up after this incident, and some kind of fencing or restricted access if they're that dangerous. I mean, why would you think that somebody's going to jump out of the water and grab your kid?
I feel like we need sea lion education. I've seen years and years of cartoons with seals and sea lions. I thought they were adorable.
Yeah. Apparently they're not.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as I'm concerned, kids are lazy. Now, we could talk about them. They're in school. Find out why sleeping in school is becoming a thing. More Hot Talk panel next. Back with more Hot Talk panel. All right, stressed and tired. Wah, wah, wah. High school kids want to take a nap during school. So they're using these things called sleep pods in certain schools where they can take a 20-minute nap in between classes. Joe, are we coddling our children a bit too much?
No, look, science is on the side of this. Napping is healthy for you. We are all sleep deprived. We are the only country in the world. We're the only country in the world that brags about not taking vacations, working too hard, being sleep deprived. Our president brags about getting 4.5 hours of sleep a night. We all need more rest. It's healthy for you. It's good for your memory. You want to fight childhood obesity? Napping keeps you from overeating.
Those are some good stats, but I'm going to counter you, Joe. Those are some good stats about the studies, but I'm going to counter you, because you know what else the studies show? teenagers spend about 6 hours on this thing.
Right.
On Snapchat, 6 hours a day on Snapchat and Instagram.
Why
and
is your phone even out here? Are you obsessed?
Because I wanted to demonstrate, like, this is what people do. Like, they hang on to their phones everywhere they go. For 6 hours a day on average, teens are on their phones. So if you have less of this, you'd have more time to sleep.
But
and we're not prepared for the real world.
Judge, wait a minute. But school is also supposed to prepare you for the workplace. I don't know if anyone here has the ability in the middle of the day to go into the sleep pod.
If I ever walked into the studio audience and saw chairs pushed together and Suzanne, you're taking a nap?
Yeah.
What are you doing? No.
It makes people more productive. It's good for you. We should be napping
Then go to sleep at 9 o'clock. Stop watching Love and Hip Hop.
And it's not preparing you. These are high school students. These are high school students. They're older. What are you going to do when it's time to go out and apply for a job? Say, I can't work under these conditions because I can't nap during the day? That's not going to work.
Yes, that's exactly what they say.
But a lot of places, not here in America, but they do allow nap areas at work and things like that. I just find it to be counterproductive and lazy.
And how are you being trained with a discipline to get through a work day, a typical work day? You're not. You're just not.
I wish they would install a pod at my son's high school. So Pippa Middleton, everybody, had a restriction at her wedding. If you don't have a ring, you can't be a +1. That's it. The only people who were the exception are our lovely Meghan and the Prince redhead. Lisa, is Pippa being a bridezilla?
Absolutely, 100%. I don't care what etiquette authority says this is okay. It's not. It actually happened to me last summer. I was invited to a wedding and the invitation just said Lisa Evers, not Lisa and guest. So I called up the bride and I said,
how dare you?
No.
Now you're putting me in a position. I said, that's Lisa Evers. You're my friend, but not friend enough to bring somebody.
Just to be clear, I was saying very, very nicely, I said, just to be clear, can I bring my boyfriend?
No.
And she's like, are you about to get engaged? And I go, well, I'm not really interested in that at the moment. And it became this whole thing. I said, listen, I don't want to cause any drama. This is your big day. And I didn't really know, like, it was going to be a wedding with a lot of her parents' friends, not like a lot of our friends. So I ended up, I said, let me take the L on this and be a good friend. I showed up solo, ended up at the table with some gross guy that was like, you know.
Hey, I thought we got along well.
Joe, what are you doing, Joe?
Like that. And then another woman that was trying to hustle me to get on TV and to have me do an interview with her for the news. So it was just like, I was like, this is really, it's not cool. Who are you going to slow dance with? Not, you know.
Yeah.
Then don't go, just send a gift.
Yeah, that's what I would do next time. I would never do that again.
I understand why people do it for budgetary reasons,
There
right?
was
But
no
this is not for this case.
And for
obviously,
this wedding, there was no budget.
money is no issue. But it's all about
no ring. It's not even about a boyfriend. It's like no
so
ring.
I think it's too limiting. I think it's too limiting because what if people make a life choice not to get married and just stay? What about same-sex couples who can't? I mean, it's just too limiting.
What about
in my
grandmother
opinion?
who's a widow and she's bringing her, you know, golf partner?
And so you have to start making all of these exceptions.
Here's what I like about it. This is a good excuse not to go to a wedding in Columbus, Ohio. I just feel like if I can get out of a destination wedding with but I agree. It does define relationships too narrowly.
Yeah,
it does.
I agree
it does.
With that.
Yeah. Well, you know, certainly there's enough money going around, so this was not, like you said, a budgetary issue. You know, to demand that somebody has to have a ring to come to the wedding, I think is way off course.
And then the exception for Prince Harry. Come on.
Well, that's Meghan Markle, a friend to our show. Hello.
Oh, so you're saying it was an exception for the Wendy show?
Yes.
The Wendy show exception.
Wendy
show. All right, look, we could talk forever, but we've got more show to do. Thank you, all three of you, for being here. For more information on my wonderful panelists, go to wendyshow.com.